Okay, so we could talk to everyone. We won't.
Well, we can't talk to
Everyone except
everyone.
for the new one. So let's go with Jesse. Partly because we need to lower some of our things so we can gain things.
So far we have talked to Jesse, Lavinia, and Mariette. You said that you don't really like Lottie or Lavinia.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to have to go Jesse and Mariette, it seems.
Jesse and Mariette, and then we will see who the last one is, and it's probably going to be between that one and Ermengarde.
I'm trying to do like a southern drawl for Ermengarde, but it's just not working.
You're trying to do a combination of a southern drawl and also a British accent. Weird.
It's not easy.
Being mean.
That afternoon, Jessie came to Sarah's rooms for tea. The tea itself, though, seemed to hold little interest for her. I was hoping you could tell me more about your life in India. It all sounds very interesting and different to me.
I'm only learning the ways that it was different by being here. My papa and I lived in a bungalow that was as large as a school, but wide rather than tall. There was a veranda where we could sit in the breeze and watch the sunset. The summers are so hot that many children of British parents become ill, so we are taken away to the hill stations, which are towns in the mountains near lakes. It's cooler. I had many toys and pets and servants that would salam to me and call me Miss Sahib. I suppose that is because we are rich, but it is all the life that I knew.
Did you ride elephants and camel leopards and tigers?
I've never seen a camel leopard.
There are... Oh.
There are Indians in India.
There are elephants in elephant.
There are elephants in India, of course, but they are mostly used to carry heavy equipment, or for Rajas to ride in parade. I have seen them, but I've never ridden one. Tigers are too dangerous to see up close. Anyone who tried to ride one would be clawed and they attack villages sometimes, carry off the native children, you know. Terrible. One even attacked the outpost my papa was stationed at, and he had to shoot it to defend the citizens. Either way.
How exciting!
He is very brave. I miss him so. I hope he does not do anything too brave while I am not there to look after him.
Was it very frightening traveling so far?
No, there were many other people on the ship with us. It was strange and not so comfortable in this room, but it did not feel dangerous. It would have been much harder if my papa were not with me. When young boys are sent back to England, they are sometimes made to travel with the regiments and no family at all.
A pleasant companion makes a great deal of difference. You should always have one. Jessie pressed her hands together in her lap, the motion giving a shy lift to her shoulders. I would very much like to travel the world when I'm older, but I don't know if I will ever have the chance. Do you think you will travel, Sarah?
Well, I do want to return to India as soon as I am old enough, and I think I should like to visit France someday. I haven't thought of it beyond that. It is a very big world. I suppose it would be a shame to live one's entire life in only a small part of it.
Jessie gently swirled the liquid inside her teacup, her eyes locked on the little ripples and waves. Some people feel that London is the center of the world, and that once you're here, there's nowhere better in all the world for you to go. Why would you want more than perfection?
I'm sure London is very nice, but...
The cup trembled in Jessie's hands. Oh, I'm sorry, I've spilled a bit of tea. How silly of me. Please, tell me more stories about India.
All right.
Stay together now, girls. Keep in line and don't step in any puddles. Just because church is over is no excuse to soil your nice dresses.
The air smells very different when it has rain.
It still smells like London. There are too many people and chimneys and horses. I keep lavender sachets in my room so I can smell the gardens even when I'm away from home. They're not much. My Aunt Eliza sent me the flowers. I stitched them myself.
We have lavender in India, too.
Oh, but isn't lavender an English flower? Thought everything in India would be saffron and spices.
Perhaps the British soldiers brought lavender with them so that they can smell the gardens, too.
Do you think the soldiers could be homesick?
Of course, soldiers must be very brave and bear all sorts of dangers and hardships, but that doesn't mean they don't have feeling. And we must be brave too, even when we are far from the homes and the people that we love.
A carriage passed alongside Miss Minchin's students as they walked, seemingly packed to the walls with children. 8 of them, siblings all, and such a giggling mass of blonde curls and rosy cheeks as Sarah had never seen before. The merriment was infectious, and Sarah found that a smile had come unexpectedly to her face. As such, it came as a slight shock when the carriage moved along and revealed a sight previously hidden on the other side of the street. A little beggar child in a heap of rags, too dirty for Sarah to tell if it was a boy or a girl. Tickled by the sight, Sarah stepped out of line and carried a little coin purse to the child. Sarah, wait, where are you going?
Here's a sixpence. Go and buy yourself something warm.
She hurried back into formation, but not before her steps were noticed by Miss Minchin. Sarah Crewe, you must stay in line. If you go rushing off, you'll put yourself at risk. I should not like to tell your father that you were struck down by a cab horse in the road.
I only wish to...
Generosity is a virtue, but it is not wise or safe to come in close contact with creatures of the streets. You must be careful to clean yourself thoroughly when we return to the school.
Yes, Miss Minchin.
Sarah looked back, but the beggar child had already disappeared from sight.
How strange that one child should be hungry and dirty on the streets, while another rides in a fine carriage and knows nothing but joy and laughter. And all of these things happen quite by accident because of the way that we are born.
Right.
So, did you take the screenshot? What is required for the next one?
So, we don't know what would be required for... We don't know what's required for Jesse's next step.
Okay, and what was required for Mariette's next one?
Nothing.
You didn't... This is the old screenshot.
Yeah, but it would still be like the same thing, right?
No, because we had the
no.
Mariette event.
Right?
So
Yeah.
you didn't take a screenshot. Okay.
Okay. I'm imagining some patience and perhaps a bit of sympathy if we get it, but mostly we would probably need good patience.
Okay, we're probably looking to get some patience, vigor, and maybe some knowledge. So what's something that can... What is something that gives us a solid amount of vigor and not just double your vigor?
So this one, practice dance can give 1. Play with toys have 2 opportunities to gain 1.
Okay.
Go for a walk can give 1. And tea party can give 1.
Alright, let's start off with the play with toys. Then let's also add a tea party.
That can give sympathy. We definitely want some write in diaries because I'm pretty sure we need patience.
A couple of write in diary. And a practice dance for Friday.
Okay. Just like this, and hope that we get...
Hope we get some vigor. Yeah, patience and vigor, and we will see what happens.
Alright. Simon, do you want up? Do you want
Meow.
up, little kitty?
Meow meow.
Alright. A lot of
Excellent.
sympathy. Come on. Okay.
And patience, good. And a bit of knowledge and grace. More grace. Okay. Or belief, rather, is the
Yeah, we
one.
got belief, and then we got grace. Even from a distance, there was no mistaking Lottie's shrill little voice. I want to hold the kitty! Don't be ridiculous. Sarah came into the room to find Lavinia perched primly in a window seat, looking down at the smaller child whose lip was beginning to wobble. Tybalt is in my lap, and he is perfectly content there. Listen, you can hear him purr. That is because I am stroking him, and he likes me. I want to hold the kitty. Keep your sticky little fingers away from his fur. Lottie's brow furrowed in fierce determination. Ignoring Lavinia's command, she reached out to pick up the cat. Lavinia slapped Lottie's hand away. The sudden movement jostled Tybalt out of his comfortable doze. With a parting squeeze of his claws, he leapt from Lavinia's legs and hurried out of the room. Now look what you've done, you little brat. He scratched me, and if he's damaged my dress... It's scratchy because you're mean. You wouldn't even let me touch it. It isn't fair. It isn't. A cat is not a rag doll. You cannot snatch and tug at it as you please, or it'll bite your hand. Is that too difficult for a child of 8 to understand?
Cannot help being younger any more than we can help being older. If she is 8, she is 8, but she'll be 9 the next year and 10 the year after that. In 12 years, she'll be 20, and that is quite grand.
Tell me how we can calculate. I don't want to be 20.
You will be when you are, and you won't be while you aren't. So there's no reason to want or not to want.
No, no, no. Be quiet or I shall slap your face.
You mustn't.
Lottie looked into Lavinia's blazing eyes, then ran from the room, wailing at the unfairness of it all. You ought not to baby her, Sarah. She must learn that she can't have everything her own way. Privately, Sarah thought that Lottie was not the only student of the school who might need to learn that lesson.
Agreed. Ah, so Mariette needed belief.
Well, we have the belief. Should we talk to her?
All right. I'm a little annoyed that still no one needs artistry. We've been stuck at full artistry for too long.
Yes.
You know what? Odds are it's probably would have been the next event after Lottie's current one. But anyways, so let's keep in mind we need knowledge for next time, and we'll have... So we just need to read a book.
Yes.
Yeah. Come and see, come and see.
Ah, mademoiselle, you do not need to tug at me. It is a promise. I will follow. Her hand still held in Sarah's, Mariette stepped into the classroom.
I'm very sorry. I was too excited.
That is quite all right, then. Now, what is it that you wish to show me?
Well, as it happens, it is more what I wished for you to show me. Oh my! Miss Minchin keeps a globe in the schoolroom. I was hoping that you could show me where in France you were born.
Yep, we can see that globe. Ah, if it please you, mademoiselle. I do not think it'll make much impact for you, though. The distance between one city and another, compared to the world, it is not so much. Dutifully, she turned the globe to bring France into view. Somewhere near here, I believe, would be Limoges. She followed Mariette's finger. Sarah followed Mariette's finger, then smiled to herself.
You were right. It does not tell me anything more than I already knew.
Could you show me where you lived, in India?
Here, I think. Somewhere nearby. It's hard to be sure, but this is where the ship took us.
Sarah tilted her head and considered Mariette curiously.
You are very different from the servant. My Aya was always kind to me, but she would never tell me if I were doing something wrong or making a mistake. Even if I asked for her opinion, she would always say that I was right. It was very confusing sometimes, until I learned to ask my papa when I needed to know something.
Your papa wrote of you that you were a clever and curious child who was eager to learn, and who would appreciate having the reasons explained to you.
Yes, that is just so.
Autism coded? It was another sign of how much her papa considered her needs and well-being, and it made Sarah feel warm to think it.
Every time Mariette speaks to me, it's a gift from my papa. I do miss my Aya sometimes, and the other servants from our home. They're always a part of my life, even the ones that worked directly for my papa and did not speak to me. They were familiar. I wish I could see them again. All of my life, I suppose my life hasn't really been that long, has it? But for all my life, I always knew that I would have to go away like other children did. The climate of India is very bad for British children who must return to England and go to school. That is what everyone says. I wonder, is the climate of England very bad for Indian children also? Perhaps that is why none of them traveled with us here.
Perhaps that is so. If, as you say, the climate is very different, then it could be very difficult to adjust. However, Mademoiselle, it is also very possible that they do not wish to travel so far from the homes and families that they love.
Oh, yes. I didn't think of that. I would not wish to leave either if I had the choice. I would rather be at home with my papa. It is very difficult to leave behind all that you have known and travel to a foreign land. But this is a foreign land to you. Wasn't it difficult to leave your family and your home in France?
Mariette's smile was enigmatic. Who can say? Perhaps it is for the best, in the best of all possible worlds.
Why do I don't know what sort of game this is really going to end up being, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that she wasn't supposed to be here.
Who wasn't supposed to be here, Sarah?
Mariette.
Mariette, interesting. Like she's a spy or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Would you like to sit in front of the mirror while I brush your hair, mademoiselle?
Oh, I don't think so. Not by the mirror. You see, it is nice to sit and think while you run the brush through my hair. Sometimes I remember stories or think of things I want to say to someone else. Other times it helps me relax. I feel like Dr. Tybalt when someone is petting him. But if I were looking into the mirror, then the Sarah in the mirror would be looking back at me. We should have to pay attention to each other, or else we might be thought impolite.
Marietta laughed in the back of her throat. That is as you wish. I thought of doing something different with your hair, and if you could see it, then you would know more quickly if you thought yes or no, and I could change it if you did not like it.
Well, I think that it's better to look at it when it's finished. If you stop reading a book in the middle, you might have the wrong idea of what it's all about.
I really hope that they change her icon to reflect this new hair brushing. Then I will show you when I am done.
Mariette is so kind. It would be terribly lonely in these rooms without her. The school is full of other girls, but they are, like me, guests of Miss Minchin. We live in the same house, but they are not part of my household. Mariette is the only person who belongs. It is nice to sit and think while she brushes my hair, and she has a better way with it than my old Aya did, but I do miss my papa so. If he were here, if he were coming to visit me as some girls' parents do, how happy my life would be. I wonder where my papa is now. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak.
No, it is good, mademoiselle. You should speak your thoughts. Your father sailed many weeks ago. By now he is in India, yes? Home and safe, and thinking how different the house seems without your footsteps.
Oh, I don't want to think of him sad and lonely.
It is right that he misses you and that you miss him. That is how things should be, but that does not mean your life is nothing but sadness, does it?
No, I don't think I am melancholy. I would not wish to be. I enjoy my books and my friends.
So you see, your papa, he will be lonely, but he will also feel other things. He will live his life, but he will also think of you. I believe you will hear from him soon.
Oh, I hope you are right. No, you must be right. My papa will write me letters as soon as the ships can carry them. I will treasure his words. And I do hope, my papa has a friend to care for him as Mariette cares for me. Okay, so we need to start off by reading a book.
Took a picture.
Yeah, we are fine on the other things, so because we didn't spend any sympathy or grace. So read a book to guarantee you the knowledge. Patience would be another good one to try to get again, and belief and vigor. So, right, diary looks like that'd be good there. I think we should play with toys on Wednesday.
To play with toys? I was thinking we do Brain Diary twice because we always need patience.
Does play with toys have any conditional results?
Gain art equal to half art. Which,
Okay, so
I
that
mean,
would
that
recommend.
doesn't
So write in diary again on Thursday, and then practice dance on Friday.
Alright, we good?
Yep.
Woohoo!
Nice. Okay. Nice.
Patience. More patience.
Honestly, that's a nice
Pretty
spread.
good. While Sarah was walking through the school, she heard a great commotion coming from a nearby room. The first high-pitched shriek made her startle, concerned that one of the younger girls might have injured herself. Sarah was a quiet and solemn girl herself, but made no judgment against those whose temperaments led them to cry out loudly when they were in pain. However, the wailing went on, more angry than miserable, and the voice was recognizably Lottie's. Sarah came closer and began to make out the accompaniment of a frustrated adult that had been drowned out by a childish tantrum. "What are you crying for? There is nothing wrong with you." "Oh, I haven't got any... Stop crying, for heaven's sake. I haven't got any... You ought to be whipped. You shall be whipped if you do not hush, you naughty child." Lottie wailed more loudly than ever. Miss Minchin emerged from the room, her hands pressed to the side of her head, and paused when she saw Sarah lingering outside. "Oh, dear Sarah." Miss Minchin's attempt at producing a friendly smile was not at all convincing. Lottie's roars continued unabated, and each burst of sound made Miss Minchin's shoulders twitch.
I stopped because I knew it was Lottie, and I thought perhaps I could make her be quiet. May I try, Miss Minchin?
If you can quiet that, you are a clever child. Dreadful thing, we may not be able to keep her. But you are clever in everything, my dear. I dare say you can manage her. Go in. When Sarah entered the room, Lottie was lying upon the floor, screaming and kicking her small fat legs violently. Sarah stood by the howling, furious child for a few moments and looked down at her without saying anything. Then she sat down flat on the floor beside her and waited. Except for Lottie's angry screams, the room was quite quiet. This was a new state of affairs for Lottie, who was accustomed to hearing other people protest and implore and command and coax her by turns. To find that the only person near her did not seem to mind in the least how she kicked and screamed was unusual, and made it necessary for her to pause her sobbing in order to see what was going on. She opened her tight-shut, streaming eyes to see who this person was, and found out it was only another little girl. It was the one who owned Emily and all the nice things. Sarah looked at Lottie quite curiously, but said nothing. Lottie sucked in a gulp of air, but the noise she made sounded rather half-hearted. "I haven't any, Mama." Nah.
Neither have I.
Lottie blinked rapidly at this unexpected answer. Her legs and arms ceased their kicking and lay flat against the floor. Where is your Mama?"
She went to heaven, but I'm sure she comes out sometimes to see me, though I don't see her. So does yours. Perhaps they can both see us now. Perhaps they're both in this room.
"Here." Lottie sat bolt upright and looked around. Seeing nothing, her face began to scrunch up again.
We can't see the people who live in heaven, even when they might come to visit us. They travel like wind or sunlight. You can only feel them for a moment if they touch you, and then they're gone. go anywhere in an instant, but most of the time they stay up above. The land is full of lilies, fields of lilies, and the fillies. And when the soft wind blows over them, it wafts the scent of them into the air. And everyone always breathes it because that soft wind is always blowing. Wind and sunlight, and the streets are always shining. And little children run about in the lily fields and gather armfuls of them, and laugh and make little wreaths to wear on their heads or spin cloaks and dresses of soft lily petals. The petals never go dry or brown, but when the children grow tired of them, they toss the petals into the air and they turn into clouds.
Lottie had by now quite forgotten to cry and was leaning forward, hanging on every word that Sarah spoke.
In that shining city, people are never tired, however far they walk. They can float anywhere they like. And there are walls made of pearl and gold all round the city, but they are low enough for the people to go and lean on them, and look down onto the earth and smile. From those walls, sometimes they dance down to visit us. Other times they whisper beautiful messages into the wind and hope that someday we will hear them.
Oh, I want to go there. I haven't any mama here. Sarah saw the danger signal and took hold of Lottie's hand with a coaxing little laugh.
I will be your mamma in this school. We will play that you are my little girl, and Emily shall be your sister.
Shall see?
Yes, let us go and tell her, and then I will wash your face and brush your hair, and both of us shall have a little bit more family.
Aww, that was cute.
Yeah.
So you wanted to interact with Jessie, right?
Yep.
Or did you want Mariette?
Now let's go with Jessie.
Sarah, I was wondering, what do you do when you're at tea with Miss Minchin and those people? Does she have you recite a party piece, or dance, or pose? Are there men present?
Not commonly, and only if their wives are in attendance. I do not think so many men would care for tea with a schoolmistress. I have never been asked to dance or recite. Sometimes she asks me about my lessons, and if I like the classes and the other pupils, which I always say that I do. Sometimes they ask me about the books that I have read, which I don't mind, and then Miss Minchin says how clever I am, which makes me uncomfortable. Often Miss Minchin wishes me to converse in French with a lady. They're not usually French women themselves, but they see the language as a charming accomplishment.
All of a sudden, Jessie's tone sharpened. Do they actually converse with you as a person, or only as Miss Minchin's pretty toy? Do they ever call on you instead of Miss Minchin? Do you ever see them again? Sarah blinked rapidly.
I don't understand.
Doesn't it make you angry being used like a trinket for Miss Minchin to display?
There does not seem to be any reason for me to be angry. Having tea with visitors is not such a difficult thing. It's like a kind of performance with attention instead of applause.
A performance? I never thought that tea and books and French could be like being on the stage. Jessie spun in place, letting her skirt catch the air, then sank in a formal curtsy. It was a beautiful position, with her back perfectly straight and the fabric of her dress spread neatly around her. Oui, oui, merci, madame. Please, pour her again.
Not quite like that.
Jessie straightened, patting her skirts down to ensure that every ruffle was in place. Will you speak French to me, Sarah?
I hardly know what to say when you ask it like that.
Say something pleasant. Say that it is a beautiful day, or that your breakfast was delicious, or that I am clever and charming.
Omelette du fromage. I was going to actually try to see the line, but...
Oh. Jessie smiled, although Sarah was not sure if she had understood the entire phrase. The language sounds much lovelier from your lips than from those of Monsieur Defarge.
It always sounds beautiful. It reminds me of my mother.
Oh, did you... Jessie, where are you? Oh, I have to go. I'll visit you later, all right? And she hurried off to answer her best friend's summons. Girls, gather around if you please. We'll be welcoming a special dance instructor today who is visiting us from France. She'll be leading you in exercises to increase your grace and posture. Go and change into your leotard-style dancing costumes. She swept off to her office and the girls clustered eagerly together. A special dance instructor? Do you suppose she might be from the Ballet de l'Opéra de Paris? The Ballet of Opera? The Paris Opera Ballet, of course. The absolute birthplace of romantic ballet, and they go all the way back to the court of the Sun King. Oh. I'm not so fond of ballet as you are. No one is as fond of ballet as Jessie is. It is a sickness with her.
I wonder if there really is a sickness that could make you like one thing or another, or one thing or one person more than another. And if there were, would anyone wish to be cured?
There's such a thing as you imagine. In any event, it might not be ballet. She is a special instructor, after all. Perhaps we will be permitted to practice social dances, perhaps even the waltz. My father says the waltz is shocking. Watching you attempt to perform it no doubt would be. If we were allowed the waltz, I will be dancing with Jessie. Oh. Perhaps we'd better go and get our costumes?
Ermengarde is very sensible.
It took only as little praise as that to make poor sweet Miss John look pleased. The dancing lessons did not progress quite as anyone expected. I do not see how this can be described as a dancing. Why are you vibrating? It is preparation for dancing. We are learning to stretch, and relax our bodies so that we may move more beautifully. It's French. Sarah, is this the way things are usually done in French?
I've never asked Mariette whether she took dancing lessons.
I want to walk on my hands. Leave your hands on the floor long enough and Ermengarde will trot on them for you. Jessie, be careful. You are tickling me. The instructor said it was imperative that we rub deeply to warm our muscles. To speak of muscle upon a lady is very unseemly.
Your hands are very strong, Ermengarde.
Oh, did I hurt you?
No, not a bit. Feels nice. It's a little like having my hair brushed. Makes me feel like a cat being petted. Cat?
I want to be a cat. I want to dance like a cat. Cats don't
Okay,
dance.
so she's vibrating because she's being tickled.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
They dance at the court of the King of Cats.
How do they dance, Sarah? Do they stand on the hind legs?
Well,
Girls, cease chattering and get ready for your lessons. Yes, Miss Minchin. Okay, so we have the stuff that we need.
we do. However, I do want to remind you of the time.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So the only thing we are short on is knowledge at the moment. So I would say read a book twice. What is something that can give us grace?
Which one is grace?
Wings.
Okay, so practicing dance has a 2 in 3 chance of grace.
So we should leave practice dance for the last day or two. So maybe Thursday and Friday practice dance, And what else do we want to do for Wednesday?
Okay, so we have knowledge and grace, so patience would be useful, so we could write
Is there
in a
something that can give
diary.
either diary or tea party? I think. Yeah, tea party makes the most sense to me. I think.
Okay. No. No.
Excellent. Excellent.
And
Grace.
well, we got some grace. Are you well, my petite?
Yes, I'm only feeling a little tired. The days have been growing warmer, but the air never feels the same way that it did in India. I suppose Ermengarde is right, and it's the smell of London. If I cannot distinguish one scent above the others, that would mean London. It must always be there. As I am.
Bon courage, mademoiselle. I have something here which will brighten your day.
A letter from Papa! Oh, merci, Mariette, merci beaucoup.
She did not open it at once, but pressed the envelope to her chest.
My Papa has sent this. It's been in his hands. If a letter can come from his hands into mine, then we are never so far apart.
At last she took out the paper and began to read.
Read, Claire. My dear little missus, here I am once again in Bombay. I have little to tell you of my adventures, for no sooner did I reach my home than I began thinking of you and putting pen to paper. Therefore I have seen little since I left you other than ships. You remember those.
Sarah closed her eyes and let herself remember the voyage from India, the big ship, the Lascars passing silently to and fro on it, the children playing about on the hot deck. There had been women on board, the wives of some young officers, who invited Sarah to take tea with them and delighted in making her speak her unusual thoughts. But most importantly, there had been her papa.
I felt it important to write to you at once. You would not worry about your poor old Papa, all alone on the ocean. All is well. I am returned, and life here is remarkably unchanged in my absence. Now it is your duty to let me know what all that has happened since I left you, all the new friends you have made, the books you have read, and the sights you have seen in London. Do you remember Colonel Grange and his little girl Isabel? In a year she will be old enough that she must leave for England as well. I am relying on your advice to tell her what to expect in her schooling. Give my regards to Emily and any companions she may have acquired. Yours always, your loving Papa.
Sarah held the letter in her hands, already beginning to imagine the many things she might write in response.
I love you too, Papa. Okay, so we have been going back and forth with
Jessie and
Jessie.
Mariette.
Yeah, so it should be Mariette.
Jessie again.
And finally get to use some of that artistry. But you know what? Sure, let's do Jessie again.
So we only need 4 vigor for Mariette.
Which we will still have.
Yeah. As Sarah walked through the front hall of Miss Minchin's seminary, she heard a strange thumping noise coming from the classroom, which should have been empty at such an hour.
Has something fallen?
Opening the door, she found Jessie in mid-leap, practicing dance moves in the unused space. Oh!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
That's all right. Come in and close the door. Sarah took a seat on one of the form benches.
You like dancing, don't you?
All young ladies dance. She pressed a palm to her chest and sighed dramatically. In the ballroom, the beautiful but impoverished daughter of faded nobility, you catch the eye of a landed gentleman, and a perfect match will be made. If you have 2 left feet, then beware. You might be sent home in disgrace. Sarah laughed, swinging up her feet to demonstrate their clumsiness, even though she was privately skeptical.
Surely no one would be rude enough to tell a lady to her face that she was a dreadful dancer not worthy to be present.
Him?
Right? Well, perhaps Lavinia would. And Jessie might agree with her. She usually agrees with whatever Lavinia says.
But Sarah, I was wondering, what sort of dancing do they have in India? The natives, I mean. I'm sure people like that don't have ballrooms, but there must be something. Everyone likes to dance sometimes, even servants.
I don't know much about it. My papa's friends said that the dances the natives do are called nouch, and that they are impolite, and therefore the British are trying to make them stop. I've never seen such a dance. I'm not sure what makes a dance impolite.
Being danced by a girl who's too pretty. In the opera ballet, the patrons demand pretty girls to the stage, but then because they are pretty and performing for the eyes of men, they sometimes call them not very nice things. I suppose India is not so different after all.
Perhaps my papa's friends did not know the truth. My ayah said that native dancers are called the Kathak, and that they danced in the temples to tell stories about their gods. I would have liked to see a story told in dance. My ayah said it took many years of training and she could not show me.
The ballet tells stories too, but I can't imagine that Indian dance is anything like ballet. With a sigh, Jessie swept her long hair away so she could sit beside Sarah. I do love to dance, especially ballet. It would be lovely to be a ballerina on stage admired by everyone. But no English girl could ever be a great ballerina. Everyone knows it is the French and Italians who make the best dancers. You're half French, Sarah. Do you have any hidden dancing talents?
I don't think so.
Maybe you don't know all of your talents yet.
I'm sure I don't. I believe that we all have talents and strengths that we don't know, that we will discover when we need them the most. That's the way that stories work. Magic. But I don't think that dancing is going to be one of my talents.
You do like to tell stories. Maybe you should try telling a story in dance. Sarah thought for a while, then walked to the center of the room and raised her arms over her head in a graceful curve, like the ballet fifth position.
Once upon a time, there was a prince who was also the sun.
Yes, I think I hear Sarah coming. Quickly step aside. Don't let her see us. But why? Just... Lavinia took hold of her friend's shoulders and pushed her back against the wall. Wait a moment. There, she's gone. Why are we avoiding Sarah? Ever since she got that letter, it's been nothing but India this and India that. If I have to hear her say that word again, I'm afraid the hair will fly right off my head. I like her stories. Do you know her father has faced on a tiger? He shot the one whose skin Sarah has in her room. That's why she likes it so. She lies on it and strokes its head and talks to it as if it were a cat. It is simply disgusting. If it were a cat, it would be one that he had killed. What next? Will she drown to Bolton and have him stuffed for a pillow? I don't think it's the same thing at all. Sarah says the tiger was attacking an outpost and he had to shoot it. Sarah tells stories, you know that. Well, I think her father sounds very interesting, and so does India. It's a filthy, disgusting place rank with foul humors, and don't you forget it. Come along now. All right. Lavinia led, and Jessie followed. Alright, so we have the figure that we need. We could use more belief.
Belief and grace. So diary a couple of times. Or no, diary. What gives practice dance is always a good choice. It always feels like practice dance should be the Friday one, just because if we're having anything else that could give us vigor. What does Tea Party give?
Sympathy.
Tea Party would be fine to have. That would be good to put in. And yeah, I think that works. 2 written diaries, Tea Party, and a practice dance.
Alrighty. Alright, sure. Sure, no patience.
Ermengarde, what do you have there? A new book?
The plump girl sighed, showing none of the delight Sarah would have found in such a possession. My father sent it to me to be enriching. I don't see how books have made me any richer so far.
May I see it?
She took the volume from Ermengarde's hands and examined the gold lettering on the cover.
Poems Antiques by Leconte de Lisle. A book of French poetry.
Sarah's excitement only deepened into the other girl's dismay.
Would you like me to read it with you? I'm certain that if...
What's this? Oh, Sarah, you have a new book. French poetry? Very improving. As long as it isn't one of those shocking new decadent poets, a proper lady should not read such works. I'm sure it's nothing of the sort. What do you know about it? I was speaking to Sarah.
Actually, the book belongs to Ermengarde.
What? Don't be silly. She can't even read it. Ermengarde grabbed the book. It's mine. She turned and walked away. You ought not
to tease her so. You're really not used to having me voice the main character, are you?
I guess not, no. I didn't say anything that isn't true. What good is a book of French poetry to someone like her? Such a waste. She'll probably never even open it. She should have simply given it to you. Admit it, you know that I am right.
You may be right, but it was a gift from her father. I'm sure she will treasure it.
Not every girl is as devoted to her father as you seem to be, Sarah Crew. 9 artistry, 9 grace.
Okay, well, we're good on the artistry again, obviously, but, okay, 9 grace is what we need to work on next time, so we need 2 grace.
Marry it.
Yep.
Marry it, then.
Yep.
Sarah lay on her bed, resting her cheek against the cool fabric of her pillow. The light of the mid-morning sun gleamed where it touched the surfaces in her room, gilding them with the fairy's brush.
Perhaps if I lay still long enough, I will catch sight of a fairy coming to visit me.
The next face she saw was not that of a visiting fairy.
Sure about that?
Do you try to catch your dreams, mademoiselle? I can leave you to sleep.
I've tried in the past to go back into the same dream, but it never seems to work. Or if it does work, I can't remember it. I don't always remember in dreams.
She shifted position, curling onto her side.
I just don't feel like getting up today. I'm sorry.
Let me see. She laid her dark hand against Sarah's forehead. You may be a little warm, I cannot tell. Does your throat hurt?
No, I'm only tired.
It is better to prevent than to heal. I will fetch you some porridge and salt water. She bustled out of the room, leaving Sarah to contemplate in silence.
I do hope that I am not ill. It would be most unpleasant. I do not quite feel ill. As long as I think nice thoughts and don't feel ill, then I am not ill, I think.
Many young people would have difficulty remaining in their beds all day unless they were too ill to do otherwise. It was easier for Sarah, who enjoyed spinning fancies in her mind.
I do not truly need to leave my bed in order to play out stories. In fact, with Mariette to bring me food, I might never need to leave these rooms at all. Like a princess bricked up in a tall tower, the prisoner of a wicked regent who means for her to be forgotten so that he can steal her kingdom in peace. She would be diligent at her studies, even within her tiny bedroom, so that one day when she was rescued, or escaped, she would be ready to take back her rightful lands.
That was a diverting fantasy, but it led Sarah to a more practical curiosity. There was, after all, someone close to her who did spend most of her days within these rooms. When Mariette returned with a tray of tonics, Sarah asked,
Mariette, what do you do during the days while I am away? Since she is my maid and not Miss Minchin's, she should not be made to do other work, but she is always here when I need her, so she must not go anywhere else.
Oh, many things. She set the tray down. I'll look over your wardrobe and check for anything that might need mending. I might do a bit of embroidery on my own. And I do read your books. That is how you wished it, yes? I did not think to ask each time that I...
Oh no, I am glad that someone else reads them.
As long as you're not reading our diary. We write a lot of stuff in that diary.
Especially don't look at any of the drawings I've made. I have many books, and some of them I only read once, and I worry that I might feel neglected.
Sarah looked around the room at all of her pretty things, the gifts from her papa. They were all precious to her, but...
If you wish to, it is all right if you play with my toys while I am in classes. I know that I can trust you not to break them. But please make sure to leave Emily a little bit of private time when no one is watching her, so that she can sleep and relax.
If Mariette wished to laugh, she was too polite to do so. Merci, mademoiselle. Now sit up, if you please, and have a bit of breakfast. If you are too weak, then I shall have to spoon the porridge into you myself.
I'm well, I'm wonderfully well.
She laughed, for it was true. She did feel better.
Mariette, are you... Oh, I'm very sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
Yeah, how dare you disturb me while I'm doing my favorite hobby, standing here. It's quite all right.
Are you reading? Wait, that book, I've seen it before.
It was the same familiar copy of Promes Antiques. Your friend Ermengarde St. John made a gift of it to me. She thought I might appreciate a volume de Parler Français to feel more at home.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think of it. Would you like me to buy you more books in French? I don't mind.
Non, mademoiselle, I am content. I have your books to read. But it was a very kindly thought of Ermengarde's for such a young girl to notice and think of a maid, one who is not in her employ. Many would not.
Ermengarde is very nice. Not that we would know, we don't interact with her much. I did not even consider Mariette. I wanted that book for myself, but Ermengarde has seen the person who would benefit from it most.
That was the week, I guess.
Alright,
So what do you
once again, I want to remind you of the time.
Okay, fine. We'll end off this episode here then. Only week 9. I don't know how many weeks this game goes, and I kind of
I don't think I
look
want
at
to...
it.
Yeah, I think for our first playthrough, because this feels like it might be a multiple playthrough game,
Yeah, because
first time we should go in blind.
I mean, okay, we know it has to. If it's the school year, it's definitely less than 52. It's probably something around 40 weeks.
That would make sense.
So, what are you thinking so far? End of episode 2 right now. What are you thinking? Do you like it? Are you glad I made you play it?
Yeah, it's cute. I do wonder if you kind of misrepresented the genre. Told me about it.
What are you talking about? It has dating sim-like aspects. All of the important characters are girls. It's a visual novel.
There does not seem to be any clear indication that it is a... there will be romantic relationships with any of the characters.
There's
At
different kinds of romance and stuff.
The sheer fact that one of the girls we can choose to interact with is a literal 8-year-old definitely makes me think it's
I
not
mean-
that kind.
How old is our character? Like 12? 14?
Good question. Old enough for 8 to seem young.
And so... But also, you didn't think to question that another one is a grown woman. We're only 9 weeks in, though. We haven't even unlocked all of the characters.
Yeah. We don't know who the mystery one is. Why do I have a sneaking suspicion the mystery 6th one is going to be the beggar child?
See, that's what I'm thinking. We definitely
No.
need someone who has more rambunctious energy. To help,
All right.
really shake stuff up. So anyway, that's the end of episode 2. I've been enjoying it, and
Yay.
so have you.
Meow.
Meow.